It's time for your daily dose of all things Chicago sports. This is the Daily Score. Now, here's your host, Mark Grote.
Hello and welcome into the Daily Score. I am Mark Grote and we are recording from Soldier Field right now, the site of a Bears win. Yes, the Bears won that game. Bears 30, Vegas 12. Tyson Bagent getting his first ever NFL start, 21 of 29 for 162 yards and a touchdown pass to Deontay Foreman. The Bears were, and Bagent had a lot to do with this, 8 of 13 on third down. I thought that and the running game were two of the most impressive parts about the offense on this day, and I do not take away from Tyson Bagent. Here is the rookie quarterback on the experience.
It was amazing. I mean, Soldier Field is off the chain today. You couldn't ask for a better weather day. I thought the crowd got involved right when they needed to, and I thought that helped our defense, continue to be as dominant as they have been the last couple of weeks, and kind of gave the offense, a confidence boost with the, chunk plays and the excitement that was, all around Soldier Field today.
You've done a good job of avoiding the hype that was around you during the preseason. It's only going to grow louder now. How do you anticipate dealing with it this week?
Yeah, I think no matter how big, no matter how big it is, I feel like I'm a pretty grounded person. I don't like a whole lot of fancy stuff. I don't like, I like to keep it simple. So, it's real easy to turn the phone off. So that's about all. That's about all it takes. Yeah.
One thing that might have dented his confidence in this game, though, there was a moment that I know a lot of people were wondering about, and that is the end of the first half. Tyson Bagent comes out of the game. Nathan Peterman goes into the game. This is with seconds left in the first half. Peterman given the football to throw the Hail Mary. Matt Eberflus said that that's just because Peterman's got a massive arm, and the idea was just to throw the Hail Mary 60 yards down the field. Of course, Tyson Bagent was asked about that and whether or not he could have handled it, flinging it.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a cannon. I wouldn't be here if I didn't. I think that there was, we're playing in the Windy City. I had one this week that came off my hand a little funny, but, never want to get it twisted. Nate's got a very powerful arm as well. But I like to think that I've got an extremely strong arm, and the ball most definitely would have got there. But it would so with Nate, too. So I had obviously no problem there.
It's funny, that was about the only time that he stepped out of cliche land during his talk with the media after the game was, hey, man, that's challenging your quarterback manhood right there, saying you don't have a strong arm. And it was, listening back to that, I was down there for the interview and hearing all of us laugh like that after he said it at Cannon for Run, because we thought he was being sarcastic. But no, man, go back and listen to that again. He was serious. And then when you do listen to it again, you'll feel awkward when you hear it again. So that was Tyson Bagent. Terrific game. Like I said, extremely efficient. He probably would have had more yards, but the Bears were running it a ton in the second half, which we will get to. One more thing on Bagent, and that is the head coach, Matt Eberflus, and what he thought.
Well, he did really well in terms of the operation, getting the play call in and out. Sometimes, because of the situation, it could be the gain that you just had or whatever. The shot clock for the play caller is going down. It's at 23 and it stops at 15, and he's got to be able to rip the call in there. And if it's a longer call, then he's got to get the call out, and then you got to get to the line of scrimmage, before you get a delay. And I thought he did a nice job of that, getting the playoff, in a timely fashion all day. And he did a nice job.
Absolutely. I mean, and I think Flus was being genuine there. He just, like, the idea of the game, and both Matt Eberflus, and Tyson Bagent talked about it. A lot of the game plan was what it was, but it was also don't make the big mistake. And, one of the things I was worried about was that myself, like a pick six or a costly turnover as the game goes on. He's willing to take more chances, and you start to see veteran players prey on quarterbacks like Bagent starting for the first time. So big thumbs up to him on, the run of the operation like he did for sure. Now, got to get into a little bit more with Matt Eberflus in regards to Justin Fields. He was asked a good question by our colleague David Haugh, and that was, if Fields is healthy, let's say everybody's healthy, everybody's 100%, is there any doubt who the starting quarterback is on this team, Matt Eberflus?
Yeah, Justin's our starting quarterback. I mean, Tyson's the backup, came in, did a nice job, and then we don't know where Justin is. We'll see where it is. We don't know if this is it's a week-to-week thing, and we'll assess it more tomorrow.
Yeah, hopefully we'll have an update on Monday for sure on Justin Fields, but it's just that day-to-day or week-to-week. I don't expect that Justin Fields is going to miss more than 2 games. I've been pretty steadfast with that from the beginning of this. I think he'll miss the next game, and I think that's going to be it. I think he's going to play after that. Unless Tyson Bagent throws for 500 yards, 10 touchdowns, and 0 picks. Then we have a quarterback controversy on our hands. The defensive star of the game was Jaylon Johnson. Jaylen Johnson with 2 interceptions. He'd only had 1 coming into this game. In his career, he had a big put-away pick 6 in the second half. He also had an interception later in the game when things were kind of turned off by them. But these are 2 big interceptions for Jaylen Johnson. Here he is talking about those 2 picks.
I would just say it feels good for me, just confidence, just knowing that I can make plays. I know at the end of the day it's about opportunities. And I know for me, I don't want to miss any opportunities. So just today being able to capitalize just felt good, reassured me of who I am. And I know what I can do, and I know I can take the ball away. It's just about opportunities and taking advantage of them.
Yeah, and the basis of my question to him was, we know we've talked to you, and we've talked to Jaylen Johnson a ton of times about, he's a good player, but he doesn't get interceptions, doesn't force turnovers. Well, he had 2 biggies today, and this got him thinking about his future a little bit. As he had the pick 6, I don't know if you guys caught this, but after he makes the pick 6, his celebration in the end zone, he's doing the money counting thing. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see I'm doing the thing. He's counting the money, thinking that he's going to get paid out of all of this, or should be. Just this strong message to being sent. And actually, Jaylen Johnson was asked the question, are you trying to send a message that you want to get paid?
Damn right. 100%.
You want to get to the table right now with the Bears?
I've been wanting to get to the table. I mean, at the end of the day, I know who I am. I know I can play this game at a high level, and I feel like I deserve to be paid like that. So, I'm taking that attitude for any team, for any and everybody in the NFL. So, if it's with the Bears, then I'll do that. If it's with anybody else, for sure, I feel like I'm one of those guys that can be paid at a high level.
How about Jaylen Johnson, man? It's going to be interesting. He's always, very transparent, very honest with us, and I'm sure that's not the last that you will hear of it. Jaylen Johnson out of contract with the Bears after this year, and we'll see what their intentions are with him. Deontay Foreman, the Bears running back, does not deserve to be last on my list here of things that we're going to talk about because he was really good. 16 carries, 89 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns. He also had 3 catches for 31 yards. He caught a touchdown pass from Tyson Bagent. Bears rushing attack and the offensive line were excellent, I thought. In this game, the Bears had 173 rushing yards. The offensive line had Tevin Jenkins back at right guard, while Cody Whitehair stayed at left guard. Lucas Patrick in the middle, Larry Borom at the left tackle. On the right side, you had Darnell Wright. There were mistakes made, but for the most part, a pretty damn good day for the offensive line and all of the running backs. Darrington Evans had some nice runs as well. Foreman was clearly the leader out there. He was doing something, though, that caught my attention on a couple of plays. You guys probably saw this. Foreman hurdling guys, or at least trying to hurdle guys. That got DJ Moore's attention. So we'll hear from DJ Moore and Deontay Foreman on the issue of hurdling.
I told him just to stop jumping today. Everything else was normal Deontay, but jumping wasn't him, so I told him to stay on the ground.
And they was clowning me a little bit with the first one because I ain't get over the guy, so I had to do it again to show him I could do it. So
I love that. I love it. Because I didn't know what Deontay was going to say, but he did miss the first hurdle. And the first hurdle, I don't know how it looked watching on TV or if you were at the game, but from my vantage point, man, that stuff always when you're not going to make the hurdle, it just looks terrifying. It's like just think about a regular hurdler knocking the hurdle over. It's a very, very costly mistake. And so I was worried for him, but obviously he said, no, I'm going to try to get another one. But the bottom line here is your backup quarterback looked good. Your running game looked good. And Jaylen Johnson was dominant in this game. Bears win. They beat Vegas 30-12. Going to be another interesting week at Haugh as another week of Tyson Bagent is what I expect. So I'll be at the Hall every day this week, and I'll be reporting right here on the Daily Score. Thank you for listening and watching as always. We appreciate it. For our executive producer, Ray Diaz, I am Mark Grote, and I will talk to you later.